Hello everyone, Dark RB40 here. Welcome to more Fire Emblem Engage. Alright, okay.
And I'm here too. I just want to let's start with the game in the order of the wildcard games. Texans beat the Browns by a lot. I think, let me give my thoughts first. The Browns, this was pretty much their only chance, because next year they're gonna have to give
made it across the border. We're in Brodia territory now.
Deshaun Watson $63.9 million a year for the next 3 years.
Nothing but rugged terrain all around.
Yeah, they're kind of
boned.
Watch out!
The Texans, they really impressed me. Everyone thought of a year ago that Lovie Smith sabotaged the Texans, but no, he was actually helping them. Oh, here's my favorite character in this game, Lapis.
Name yourselves.
But your thoughts on the game?
Same request of you.
The Browns, like I said before, Joe Flacco kept making mistakes, and it was gonna cost him.
Yeah, his comeback story is running short. Although I would prefer him to win the comeback player of the year over DeMar Hamlin, because DeMar Hamlin's played in 5 games and has 2 total tackles.
The heir to the throne of Fierne.
If they give it to DeMar Hamlin, they're just, well, I don't want to say we're going to get canceled, but okay, moving on to the next game.
I'd give it to Baker, but that's me.
Okay, but moving on to the next game, but Cowboys have no one to blame but themselves. In the past, they've made excuses about Des caught it, Skip Bayless saying the hand of God, or that referee in that quarterback draw not running with it. But there is no excuse there. There is no defense. There is no excuse. Packers were the better team, the first 7 seed to upset a 2 seed. But
who knows? It'll hanging in the Louvre. You never know if it'll happen again. Jordan
Love is the best. Is probably the rest of the NFC North's worst nightmare. Because Packers are about to could have 3 straight Hall of Fame quarterbacks. But the Cowboys, I'm surprised. This is the Tuesday after the Wild Card Monday, but as the time this is being recorded, but I'm surprised there was. Surprised Mike McCarthy hasn't been fired yet. I was saying, if the Packers lose to this, they should consider firing Mike McCarthy. But Jerry Jones wants a puppet he can control. There's Jim Harbaugh. Well, speaking of Jim Harbaugh, do you think he's going to take the Chargers job?
Yeah. Welcome to Brodia.
I can't say I feel very welcome. You still look like you're ready to kill
Kirby.
We're merely a little tense.
Do you think Jim Harbaugh's gonna take the Chargers job?
I don't think he should. I don't think he should. That job's awful.
We've been waiting for
honestly, if I'm Harbaugh, I go sign for the Falcons job. I feel like the Falcons are about to become a contender.
I'm sorry for the delay.
Okay, that's just get someone outside, get someone that use their best players. They probably the best, probably like the Vikings 2022 in Fierne Tree's logic. They got better because they fired Mike Zimmer. The Falcons will get better because they fired Arthur Smith. But going back to the Cowboys, Jerry Jones wants a puppet he can control. He doesn't want a yes man saying.
This is the kingdom.
Well, yes, he wants a yes man, but he wants.
You're not worthy to enter. Here, the weak serve the strong.
Cowboys are in.
Maybe we should give you
they're in hell if they don't fire Mike McCarthy. I think he's surprised he hasn't been fired yet. Yeah, I don't think Dan Quinn's much of a good head coach. Maybe he deserves a second chance somewhere else. But
you have nothing to prove. I am well aware of your battle prowess, Prince Alfred.
Okay, moving on to game number 3. Wait a minute, we skipped one. We did game 3 instead of the Chiefs and Dolphins. Well, it's no surprise that the Chiefs won. If the Chiefs would have lost when Miami had a lot of their players injured, they was in cold weather. Has only won 1 game in cold weather games. Patrick has won all but 1 games in cold weather. There would have been no excuses, and someone had to get fired. But luckily the Chiefs didn't lose. But the Dolphins, do you think Tua is that guy? Is he just good because they surround him with weapons?
I don't know about that, but I'm not surprised. Southern climate team struggling against the cold Midwest. Yeah,
okay,
gotcha.
but two of the Miami and Xerxes of the 2023 season, they've won one game against a team with a winning record. That was
if I may.
that was against Dallas. If they didn't lose to the Titans, they would have won the AFC East. Like now that Detroit's won a playoff game, like I've been alive for every team that has won a playoff game or series. The longest active drought in Major League Sports is the Cincinnati Reds, who haven't won a playoff series since 1995.
You'll need all the rings to defeat
But the Dolphins would have the second longest, and then the
generations,
Raiders.
My country has possessed the ring of the young lion.
Be honest, there's two things I like about Mike McDaniel is because he's quirky and has zero ego. I don't like egotistic people whose ego gets in the way. Like, I have to do this the hard way. I can't take. I prefer to find a simple solution to solve things.
You really admire him.
There's no need to make it harder unless I have to.
He's strong.
But okay, but moving on to the actual fourth game now.
As do our people.
Well, speaking of, let me say, give you an example of another team that's similar, but the Bears, they're stupid for keeping Matt Eberflus. Like, I think all their front office needs to be fired. Kevin Warren should get his own guys. For Ryan Poles, wouldn't you think, like, if you find out Justin Fields is the guy or not, wouldn't surround him with weapons like they're doing with Tua and then Jalen Hurts be the answer? No, he had to draft defensive players. Right. The Bears, they love mediocrity. But Goldner, my second favorite character in the game. But going on to the actual fourth name, I give kudos to the Detroit Lions. They've waited so long for this. I wasn't alive. It was January of 1992. I was born October of 1992. But this is their second playoff win since winning the 1957 NFL Championship.
Right.
But there was a time, but going back in that Lions-Rams game, you think I know it was 4th and 14, but there was little. If it was any later, but
no, I think he only had one timeout, and they didn't get the ball back.
If you don't get it, you're gonna lose. If you don't, you're gonna pretty much lose anyway.
Yeah,
you should have at least tried.
Yeah, I would have gone for it.
If the game's on the line, but
don't come any closer.
But Aaron Donald, do you think he's gonna retire?
I don't think so.
Well, maybe he has a couple more years left. But he's no first ballot Hall of Famer, but Matthew Stafford versus Jared Goff, and Lions are actually hosting another playoff game on this coming Sunday, where we'll get to the divisional round picks once we're done talking about every team. But now on to the fifth game. The Steelers and the Bills. It'd be one thing if the Steelers got blown out, because you feel better saying that they had no chance, but they actually were shooting themselves in the foot, made it look like it was a winnable game for them. But our difference is that Mason Rudolph interception in the end zone made. Mike Tomlin, he's got to go. He's not going to get fired, but there's rumors about him stepping down. He's like Andy Reid in Philadelphia, where he needs a fresh start somewhere else. But personally, I would have fired him after that 2017 divisional round game against the Jaguars, and then that collapse. And but what do you think about the Steelers and Bills?
I'm not surprised.
Okay, now for the final game. You give me your thoughts first about the Buccaneers and Eagles, and I'll give you my thoughts.
I don't even know where to even begin. That was just so beyond pathetic. I wish I even knew where to begin. That was just.
All right, well, find
that was one of the
that
was one of the most pathetic games I've ever watched. Like, you could tell how much A.J. Brown truly carried this offense. For them to look like that?
It's
just embarrassing.
They're just like, they didn't even like, back when we did the podcast, when we streamed the Chiefs and Eagles, the Eagles at that point, what was their record at that point? Were they 10-2 or were they 10-1? It was like comparing it to the 2020 Steelers and 2019 Patriots that started 10-2 or better. But I don't understand. You saw that guy with a sign that's saying fire Sirianni, but if Nick Sirianni gets fired, then you got to consider firing Howie Roseman, because I know he cleaned up the Chip Kelly mess and the Doug Peterson mess, but he hired and fired Chip Kelly, hired and fired Doug Peterson, and if he fires Sirianni, but winning is hard in the NFL. Nick Sirianni brought a culture.
We must deal with them quickly and return to the castle.
There's all these similarities where
Of course, Prince
Doug
Alcryst.
Peterson was carried by his coordinators, then Frank Wright came from the Chargers coaching
Time for dinner.
staff, and then what promoted to be went to the Colts head coach, and then Shane Steichen was Chargers offensive coordinator in the last year of Anthony Lynn.
As your retainers,
He became the offensive coordinator. This Eagles team shows how important coordinators are. But
don't be ridiculous.
do you think Nick Sirianni should get fired?
You should be
I'm against that. I think if you fire Doug,
You should also be in the back.
if you fire Sirianni, you gotta fire Roseman, I think.
Yeah, because
Looks like it's
if
starting.
they were to fire Nick Sirianni but keep Howie Roseman, that just mean, I mean,
Divine Dragon is
Roseman's cleaned up a lot. Like I said, he's cleaned up the Chip Kelly and
not as cute as we are.
Doug Peterson mess, but he can't keep firing. It would be
That's the spirit.
how long has Howie Roseman been the general manager? I know he didn't hire Andy Reid, but he's hired the last three.
2013 or something, I think maybe.
Okay, but
Yes, Risotto.
the Eagles started
Let's
10-1
make
and
quick
have
work of
lost 6 of their last 7 games. But I understand why Nick Sirianni wanted to keep the Eagles' offensive coordinator, what is his name? But then why did he get rid of Sean Desai for Matt Patricia? It's like the same thing with Doug Peterson. It was nepotism. He wants his own coordinator. And
I draw on your power.
be honest, when we streamed that Chiefs Eagles game, I thought the Eagles were gonna win the Super Bowl, and especially after they beat the Bills the week after. But ever since that game, the Eagles have no one to blame but themselves. Like, what exactly went wrong with the Eagles' defense last year, leading the league in sacks? But then,
Yeah, they just weren't able to get the pressure this year.
Probably one thing that's going to hurt them in the future, because knowing Howie Roseman, he's going to use a first-round pick on a defensive end,
Prince Alcryst.
or he should be addressing the
Secondary.
linebacker and
I can knock
secondary.
down anyone who stands in our way.
I need to replay this game sometime this year, but now on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I congratulate them. I didn't think I thought the Panthers would win the division. How wrong I was. How stupid I look on that, because I thought the Panthers coaching staff was good. I thought Frank Wright would be good with a young quarterback. They have Ejiro Evero as their defensive coordinator and have Todd Walsh, who is the defensive coordinator for Saxonville. Why was I wrong about that? But if I were the Panthers right now, I'd see
I'm
what
at
if the Rams
100%.
would still offer 2 firsts and a second for Brian Burns. I remember seeing a tweet on Twitter about possibly, Ryan Poles wanting
Now's our chance.
DJ Moore, Brian Burns, and someone else instead of the draft picks the Bears got. But the Buccaneers, I congratulate them.
Thank you
And
for
especially
the dance.
congratulate Baker Mayfield. I'm rooting for him now because the Browns,
Say the
like,
word.
if Deshaun Watson he hasn't lived up to that
What you got?
fully guaranteed contract, but if he doesn't, well,
I'll do my best.
would you call this trade worse than the Herschel
Here
Walker
goes.
trade?
Quite possibly, yeah.
Me?
Yeah, because Herschel
Okay.
Walker didn't have as many
Power
as
believes
26
in me.
allegations.
Yeah.
But one thing I forgot to mention, when the Green Bay led it by as many as 32, but the Cowboys got within 16. Were they trying to come back, or was that garbage time and stat padding? Lucina.
That's an emblem. But how?
Were the Cowboys trying to come back, or was it stat padding and garbage time?
You silly divine dragon. Did you think emblems were just a you thing? Not by a long shot.
Kirby?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a pretty cool trick, huh? Thanks
Well,
to
can you
Laura,
answer that
you
question?
What?
And it's all thanks to
Okay, listen to me on
someone
this.
powering up
The
this
Packers
ring.
led by as many as
It's called the Ring of the
32.
Princesses,
The Cowboys got within 16. Were they trying to come back, or was it garbage time and stat padding?
Yeah,
Ladder.
It's Illusia's
Okay,
ring
so
now. But if you really
Alright.
want to see it one last time,
okay, this is the second time in 3 years all the division winners except the Cowboys are in the divisional round. Okay, now going on to the divisional round. If Baltimore loses, then I'm not picking them again in the divisional round, as it'll be the same thing as 2019, but you better win.
That emblem is a
Well, we can now go on to your divisional round picks. Houston's coming in red hot, but Baltimore's had rest. But have they had too much rest?
We'll see.
It's like, you better not lose this for your own. Tree will likely do a congrats Ravens video if you lose, but of course you're picking the Ravens. But the the first game, of course you're picking the Ravens, but second game or first game, 49ers or Packers? Packers surprised everyone. You're picking the Packers.
No, not Packers. Niners. Sorry, Niners.
Okay. Alright. Then the Sunday games, Lions or Buccaneers. You will either see Baker or Detroit in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, that'll be.
Who you?
I'm gonna pick the
Baker.
Lions. I said whoever wins that
Okay.
game, the Lions win.
Okay, if the Texans and Lions lose, if they win, that'll add 2 more teams that have been to a conference championship more recently than the Cowboys have. But last game, Chiefs and Bills.
Oh, that's actually be a tough one.
Yeah, I can't. Well, I'm actually picking against my own team, but I'm not. Josh Allen has had the edge over Patrick Mahomes in the regular season, but he's 0-2 against Patrick in the postseason. But this time it'll be in Buffalo, and this time there's overtime rules. I'm picking the Bills. Like, I think the winner of the AFC is going to win the Super Bowl.
No choice but to
Possibly.
win.
But, going back to the Steelers, something I forgot to mention about them. 23 teams have won a playoff game more recently than the Steelers have. But the Steelers owners can't realize that this is, unless there's changes made, they're probably not. They're just stupid. They want to continue on their tradition. But what else was there?
a right and proper end.
What else was that? There'd be a lot more to talk about, but I guess there's not more. Anything else that you need to say about it? Why?
I just think the Eagles need to change a lot of what they're doing, because it's very clear that the NFL, at least the way things aren't going to be the way they are anymore. Because the NFL, the way that teams, like look at like the Ravens and the Niners, they're so good because they have talent at all 3 levels. That's what's made them so good. They have talent at linebacker. They have talent in the secondary. It's just things that Philly just.
Tyler Roseman just keeps investing in the defensive line. Doesn't really. He just thinks like Did letting C.J. Gardner-Johnson go, did that hurt you?
Oh yeah, it did.
Like, the Eagles, like, they have never, like, the last time they drafted a linebacker in the first round was in the 1970s. It's just like, linebackers are important too.
Tiki.
I guess that's maybe all I can say about it.
That helps.
We'll come back and do this talk again next week after the divisional rounds. Alright, I guess that's all.
Alright.
I'll see ya.
See ya. That was it, I guess. Alright. That means he can't attack.
Did you see that?
Alright, so now let's focus on getting the lower rung guys up.
Here. Now this outfit needs a wash.
I win this one.
I had no choice but to win.
Let's not do that. Down. That's important.
Don't waste my time.
This is going to hurt. Is it over? Thank you.
Let's not do that. Hold on, does she have one of those? She does, of course, predictably. They all do at this point. They all have revival stones at this point in this game. Don't want to try that again. Oh, you can't go that far. Alright.
Please grant me your strength.
I think it's starting to think it's that time to start engaging.
Emblem, engage!
You're not very bright, are you?
I had to stop you.
Wow, the Divine Dragon! Happy to meet you. But I'd be happier if you gave me your rings.
I'd be happy if you surrendered.
Yeah.
Return the ring.
No way! I I'm the one who's after the rings. We could have done this the easy way, but no! You had to be stubborn.
I'm stubborn?
I challenge my fate!
Stubborn?
Alright.
village is finally safe. But it's still not good enough. I have to be strong. Strong, just like you were. I still miss you so much. And I think about what you said to me all those long years ago. Where are you, brother?
Ah, kind of like Three Houses to an extent. What the hell are these? Guess that's what they were talking about earlier. Oh. Like that.
This here.
Interesting. Let me check. I want to know what those. I think I had to venture. I saw one. I think is a spear. I'll have to do a little bit more research on those, but where's Gene? Wait. Oh. Let's go with this. Let's change your class too.
Well, hey there. Take care.
Alright, I guess I could serve as a decent endpoint for today. So we got through that, so it's a decent one. Anyway, this has been Dark Kirby 14. See you next time, more Fire Emblem Engage.